So interesting development on the Mosin Nagant project that we have going here at Guns Gear DIY. The stock, when I first bought it, had so much cosmoline on it, and I mean just everywhere. Every time I grabbed the rifle, I'd get cosmoline on my hands. It was just bugging the crap out of me. So I decided, I better at least wipe down the stock before I did a video on, breaking it down and cleaning all the individual internal parts. So I started doing that, and honestly, I just there's just so much of it, and I didn't really care about the stock too much to begin with. I just started using, Clorox disinfecting wipes. It takes off grease really, really well, and it has. It's taken off a lot of grease. But as I'm cleaning, I'm getting down into like these areas that you see here, right where the receiver meets the wooden stock, and I'm scrubbing away, and my rag, I guess you could call it, starts coming out red, and I mean like bright red in a couple of places. It's not rust, bright red. And honestly, I can't think of anything that would be, except perhaps blood. I mean, this is a Tola 1940, so this was built just before the World War II. There's a very good chance this rifle was used, and since it was brought back into the arsenal, there's a pretty good chance that the original person who was using it died. So I'm not sure what to make of that. I mean, there's a couple of really bright spots, except that, they died and blood splashed on the gun, and when they put it back in the arsenal, instead of taking it apart and cleaning it, they just wiped it down and oiled it or cosmolined it and then threw it back into the arsenal. Because the only spot that I'm really picking it up is down there in these metal parts. I think I got most of it. There's a couple traces left, but I was just cleaning it like, there's a little spot right there. That's creepy. Oh yeah, there's some more. Yeah, it's nowhere else on the stock. Just in those little nooks and crannies where I suppose if blood did splash onto the gun, it would kind of get behind there when they wiped it off real quick. They didn't really get deep down in between the receiver and the stock, and I mean, old blood, when it gets dried out, when you rehydrate it with something like that, well, that's what it does. So I can't think of it being anything else. Leave a comment below if you think that's something else, but I've seen rust come off with stuff like this, and it just does not come off that bright red. Interesting. Russian blood, perhaps German blood. Who knows? But that's kind of the gross but cool part about these old guns. I mean, this is a piece of history. This gun was almost guaranteed to have been used in World War II. Interesting. So if you have a better idea on what that is, let me know. But I mean, I'm not going to test it for DNA or anything, but I'd guess that that's probably some poor guy's blood.